Hello and welcome to Compelled to Act, where we do things unscripted, unedited, and off the cuff. Have Have you guys heard this story about a town in Boston not having buses for their students because they're buzzing migrants, quote unquote migrants, which we all know that means illegal immigrants on false asylum claims, right? We know because that's how they couch the language to make it softer. But have you guys heard this story? I thought it seemed absurd. Everyone framed it like it was about migrants. And then I kind of doubted it, but let's see what the news has to say about it, shall we?
Bus won't be coming this fall for about 150 students in Stoughton.
The district is blaming budget constraints, but parents say they don't even know what to do here. Our Peter Eliopoulos is live in Stoughton, where a mom says that a bus will arrive on her block, but her kids won't be able to ride it, Peter?
Yeah, that's right, Maria. In fact, it'll arrive right in front of her house, and she doesn't want her daughter walking the 2 or so miles to school because their street doesn't have any sidewalks.
The younger kids, I make them stand here.
Michelle Chason shows us where her daughter and other kids in the neighborhood have waited for the school bus for years.
She stops right where this mark is. So she puts it out, the kids from both sides come walking over, and my daughter will be waving to them from my front door.
She says her 8th grade daughter is left behind, one of 150 middle and high school students whom the Stoughton Public Schools can't provide transportation. The district citing a sharp increase in bus applications and budget constraints. They already have to cut one bus and need another 3.
It is less money that's available in areas of transportation, materials, and supplies because my choices were that or classroom teachers.
Superintendent Dr. Joseph Baeta says seats were guaranteed on a first-come, first-served basis.
Let's all pay for the bus. That way, every single child can have transportation to school.
At a forum tonight, working parents shared their frustrations, urging the district to go back to a fee-based bus program or consider double runs. The superintendent reluctant because that means pickup and drop-offs in the dark.
I'd rather have my child waiting for a bus in the dark than walking in the dark.
The district is providing transportation to around 100 migrant children from this hotel in Stoughton, but says the state is paying for those buses, although it's still causing a burden.
Their closest elementary school is 2 miles away and so on and so forth. And we don't move all these kids to just one school. I can't handle that. I have to place them at all 5 elementary schools.
I understand their plight, I feel sorry for them, but we have children too.
Now, the superintendent says he does expect some kids to get added to the bus list. He expects more availability. He says some parents have actually called and offered up their child's seat.
All right, so there you have it. There's the report. They kind of really dragged their feet about bringing up the immigrants there, didn't they? That seemed kind of weird. But then they say at the end it's 100 at one hotel. Well, the Boston Herald is going to disagree with them there. But isn't that interesting? They're one bus short. They're 150 students over. They're busing 100 immigrants from a motel or hotel or whatever. But that has nothing to do because the state's paying for that. Okay. But then we get into the Boston Herald here. So that report, all those videos stem from, they were posted 8 days ago. Okay. 8 days ago. So 1 day ago, the reporting has been updated. And now it says every student in Stoughton in need of a bus will have one when the school year begins next week. And the district superintendent says the commentary around the issue from outside town has been absurd. Ah, how dare you guys look at what's going on over here and go, well, 2 and 2 kind of make 4. You're bussing immigrants and not the people that have been here forever. That's kind of funny, don't you guys think? It says, let's see here. The parents had only learned of the bus deficit earlier this month when the district announced that a lack of funding had led to the shortage of buses and that the 150 students would need to find another way to get to school. Did they lose budgeting? And if so, I kind of wonder how. But so it says here they were looking for a 7.1% increase in the budget for 2025. Well, that kind of, I'd have to look at the population maps of Stoughton and how many children are in there, but 7.1 seems kind of high. But they say it was guaranteed for anybody that got the application in. And then somewhere here it goes on to explain how they found the money. They had 2 administrative people retire, and then that made funds available. And I'm wondering, aren't you guys curious how much it takes to run a bus route or a bus like for a school? Because two administrative staff seem high. I would expect that to be at least, 100. I mean, on the low side, 100 grand. On the high side, 240, depending on what they were doing. But let's see if I can find it here. He says, the commentary from outside the town that the superintendent was referring to has been centered around how the state is funding 2 buses. Oh, all of a sudden it's 2 buses for the 200 plus migrant families. See, I'm always particular about wording. That's not even they're not saying 200 plus migrant children. That's migrant families. So these families could have multiple children. So who knows how large the actual thing is. Now I'm actually curious. I guess I never really counted how many people are on a bus. Are you telling me you can get 100 kids on one bus? Man, it's been a long time since I've been on a bus, so I can't even really visualize correctly anymore, but that seems like a lot. But it says the migrant families are living in state-backed emergency shelters in town. So it's got to be costing the town a whole bunch to house and take care of and provide services for these 200 plus families. Oh man, I don't even know how to just pronounce this guy's name, but I'm just going to say Beta has been adamant that the arrival of migrant families was not the reason for the bus shortage. He acknowledged earlier this year in his budget request how the influx put unprecedented pressures in special education, transportation, and services for English learners. The guy's releasing statements going, this is a burden, guys. This is really straining us. And then he turns around and goes, no. It's no big deal. It's no problem. It's good. It's good. This has nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. The funding for those 2 buses does not come from our operational budget, Beta had said. It is inaccurate to suggest that these children receiving busing is the reasons yours did not. If we did not receive the funding from the state for the students living in hotels and shelters, we would not be able to have these 2 additional buses. Well, so, okay, at best you're saying it's a wash. Are you suggesting that you're getting extra funding from the state to take in the immigrants? Which, hey, if they're here legally, they've gone through the system, then I don't think they would be getting housed like that. It seems to only happen with the illegals, and then we call them immigrants instead of illegals. So that tells me this town is being incentivized at very least to put this strain on the system. Yeah, but yeah, I was cynical about the effect of the quote unquote migrants, but apparently I'm going to say it had an effect. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope you have a great day.